Welcome, guys. Welcome back to another Movie Buzzer Live. And on today, we are going to basically have a nice big discussion. Hopefully, we get enough people in here and we can have a nice discussion. I want to do something a little different. Um, because I've seen something online about villains and who is the best villain, and it makes you think. And I really like the idea, and I was like, well, this is a great topic for a live discussion because a lot of people have different ideas on who their favorite villain is. So why not make a let's talk about villains. Who your favorite villain is. I did want to go ahead and say thank you, Nindroid, for coming in right out of the gate with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. I very much appreciate it. You are the MVP right now of the night to start us off. And you go, to me, Palpatine is the best villain. Always having a backup plan, playing both sides of war during the prequels, and good representation of the devil. And to be honest, that is actually, he has a great point there. Um, Palpatine was a great villain throughout the Star Wars franchise. He always has been. A lot of people want to point out that Darth Vader is one of the better villains. In fact, the poll I was looking at, or should I say the thing I was looking at, a lot of people had Darth Vader as one of the top villains, as one of their favorite villains that there ever was. And that's because Star Wars was so big. And again, there is no right or wrong answer here because everybody has their own taste in who they think is the better villain, who different tastes in movies. You could go back and forth saying, maybe you like if you're really big into horror, maybe you like a horror villain like Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers, Jason. Maybe you like one of them instead as your favorite villain. Um, to me, a great villain is one who has a master plan, and just is menacing, very menacing, can fucking wipe the floor with the fucking heroes, just basically over overarching, basically. And Nindroid Palpatine is that villain. Is to me that villain compared to Darth Vader. I would think Palpatine is a better villain than Darth Vader because of the fact that he's more of the planner. Darth Vader's more of a soldier villain. And he's just, yeah. I mean, I totally agree with you on that one. I think Palpatine is a great villain. Is he my favorite villain? No. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, so um, therefore, yeah, he's not going to be my favorite villain, but he is a great villain. A very another popular choice that was on this list was, of course, Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger's Joker. A lot of people love, Heath Ledger's Joker. I'm one of them. I thought the man did a great fucking job in acting that movie, and yeah, he's also one coming up with the fucking different plans, and I mean, just had a plan for another plan, and another, mastermind in it and everything, and he did a great job as well. And then Heath Ledger did a great job acting for that one. But so you have that Joker, but you also have maybe even the comic version of the Joker. He's very good at what he does in the books. Sometimes, probably early on. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got something in my eye apparently. So yeah, I mean, definitely on that as well. And then of course, it just depends also who. I was going with the more cinematic, I guess, villains. Um, as far as who your favorite villain is, I guess. And I think that's where a lot of people were. So, because you could make a whole different argument when you get into like the comic books or books and all that in general. Because, like Andrew said, Green Goblin or Venom have been the most toughest opponents for Spider-Man. And of course, they're my favorite villains, especially Green Goblin, especially Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin. He's another one of those mastermind villains, and just overarching over Peter's life and everything, just everything he's done. Now, of course, currently in the books right now, they said that Mephisto was the one that set everything in motion for Norman Osborn to be that villain and everything for Spider-Man, that he's been the one pulling the strings. So therefore, again, different media. So, but we're going to keep it mainly cinematic here. I think is what we're going to do. Andrew also says Joker was the most iconic Batman villain, and like I said, it basically is as well. So yes, Zach, when you think of the top villains in terms of superheroes, it is Joker and Green Goblin, and pretty much yes. You could even make a case, even for like, for instance, Lex Luthor. Um, he isn't one of those type of villains where he's going to beat you down, but he might outthink you. He's a great villain as far as just everything that he sets up, and as far as going against Superman, strongest man there is. So Lex Luthor could be a great villain, and to be honest with you, I like Lex. I don't really like Lex so much in the movies. I didn't really care for Gene Hackman's version of it. I thought Kevin Spacey's version, even though Superman Returns is a horrible movie, Kevin Spacey, I did like his version of Lex more. So, um, so yeah, you got again when you go into the different media, you can have that version. But as far as movie wise, I thought he played a better Lex. Andrew also says the T-800 is an iconic villain played by Arnold, same with T-1000 Robert Patrick. They were great villains as well. They didn't really talk too much when they were in the villains. They were just fucking machines that fucking came after you. So I wouldn't really consider them as a great villain due to the fact that they were just machines. Skynet would be the mainer villain in that storyline because it is the one driving them, basically driving those machines to do the Terminators to do what they're doing. So, but I don't really want to say Skynet is a big villain, but that's my opinion. I mean, you might like that as your favorite villain. Some people, I mean, again, I put Predator in this line too because Predator was the villain in the first Predator movie, and that to me is one of my classic favorite movies. Was he a great villain? He's a fucking good villain. I mean, it is what it is. Um, and then, of course, Andrew says Reverse Flash is a good choice. Reverse Flash is a good villain for the Flash. Yes, he is, I think, the best villain for Flash because he's reverse of everything he is. Um, it made me think. I really, it's even to right now, I still cannot think of what my favorite villain is. Of course, I like Venom. I like Carnage. I like Green Goblin. But as far as cinematic versions, they haven't been the greatest. Um, Out of those versions, I would say definitely Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin was the best villain of Spider-Man um, out of those. But to be honest, I would think the one of the best villains that we've ever gotten cinematic would be Thanos. Thanos, I think, is a great villain. Um, he feels that he's right in what he's doing, and just especially like some of the speeches that he gives. He's one that can beat you down, and he has an overarching knowledge of what he's doing. So I really think Thanos is, one of the better villains that we've ever had, and especially like his speech when in Endgame, when Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America come out there, and he's basically saying, you know, if people remember what was, and there will always be, and whatever, so he's going to reduce it to nothing but atoms. You know, just everything about him was fucking just fantastic. Um, was it Brolin? I can't think of his first name right off the top of my head, but he just did a fantastic acting job. Brought that character to life. Brought the menacing. He was very menacing because when you see him coming, you'll get the fuck out of his way, or he gonna fucking beat your ass down. So, you know, I think I really do think he's one of the better ones. Ninja says Doc Ock is my favorite Spider-Man villain. And I'm assuming you're meaning the movie versions. That's what we're talking about here. We're trying to stick to at least compared to the um, going into a different media as far as the books and everything. Doc Ock was a great villain. To be honest, he's, you know, a lot of people love him as one of the main villains of, you know, the Spider-Man movies, and they have Spider-Man 2 so high on their list. Actually, I might actually end up doing more ranking videos like this as live streams too. So that way, as I'm going through them, we can discuss them. And because I like discussing, but I want, if you're just coming in, I want to hear who your favorite villains are, or favorite villain, best of the best. I want to hear what it was. Ninja Warrior says that Palpatine was one is his favorite, so I definitely want to hear what everybody else has to think. Hit that like button if you're not subscribed. By me, subscribe to the channel, guys. I'm going, like I said, I'm going to do more videos, I think, like this, and also more ranking videos like this. So just that, because they're better as, I feel they're better as doing videos like this because they're more interactive. I like being interactive with you guys. So that way it ain't just me going through a list. Give me just one moment. I'll be right back. Sorry. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I thought I heard something. I need to go check it out. So, all right. So let's see what we got here. Zach Holden, Doc Ock was a great villain in Spider-Man 2, and that's surprising because he was kind of trash in the comics. Doc Ock was always one of those weird villains too. He could be as good as Norman Osborn, um, but you never know. You know, he's very smart and can outwit Peter Parker and Spider-Man, but sometimes they made him kind of stupid. You know, I think, and especially when you look in the books now. As far as the villain one, the movie one goes, they were basically, they did the whole lizard thing with that one, because I think Lizard was supposed to originally be the villain in that movie. Hey Ryan, what's up? Just coming in to this live stream tonight. Nice. Thank you for the great topic. Thank you. And also thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. I very much appreciate that. Ninja Lord currently does have the MVP. Let's see if you can knock him out. Killmonger is your favorite villain. That's Killmonger was good. He definitely had some, you know, he was very smart in what he was doing and everything. Definitely. I wasn't personally my favorite. I don't think, as when you think of um, best villain in cinematic, I don't know if I would put Killmonger over there. That's me. Me. I mean, definitely. Like I said, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own opinion on who they think is a great villain, and just who it is. I mean, just it depends on who you are and how you are. I mean, I'm a big horror guy. I love, you know, like I said, I could put Freddy, Michael, any one of them guys up there as well. But as far as, to me, the best villain, I would, to me, it would be who is very menacing. You had to be menacing, probably strong, and just very, very knowledgeable and outthink the heroes in every shape and form. So, um, but I could definitely see it. As the best villain somehow has affected all of our lives. His name is COVID-19, but seriously, Ultron Vision is the best villain we've ever had. I haven't watched the finale, so no spoilers, please. I haven't watched the finale. I did watch the episode before, which is very shocking because I was giving up after the Thor um, Party Thor. I really didn't want to watch it anymore after that one, but I'm gonna probably watch it maybe tomorrow. Usually tomorrow is my day I do watch What If. So we'll see how that one goes. And I'll go from there as far as the What If Ultron. Zach Killmonger was a good villain, but he definitely wasn't the best. And that's Zach's opinion. Basically, it just depends. So Zach, who do you think is the best villain? I really want to know. So Ryan does come back in with another $2 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. You're still not quite the MVP. Ryan's got you by one. I'm not Ryan. Ninjoid's got you by $1 right now. Because of his purpose for everything he was doing was the reason why he has Killmonger as his number one best villain. And to be honest, you can actually put that on almost a lot of good villains. Thanos, like I said, Thanos, I think is going to be probably my pick in the end. I didn't know who it was going to be when I was trying to think of a good villain, but when you sit there and think about it, that's the reason why I'm putting Thanos. Thanos had a great purpose for everything he was doing as well, and again, very menacing. Killmonger, I didn't find very menacing. He had some moments, yes, and you know what? I got to go back and watch Black Panther. I haven't watched that since it came out on Blu-ray. Um, and so I watched it in theaters, and I watched it when it came out on stream, Blu-ray, whatever. So I've only watched that movie twice. It's a great movie. I love Black Panther, but it was never one that I had to watch over and over again. And to be honest, there's very few outside probably the four Avengers movies that I actually do. So there's that credit as well. They're not movies I go back and watch tons of times. Maybe Iron Man, but I have Iron Man in my top one. Civil War, the only reason why I watch that one over and over again is because half the time it's always on. As much as I love Spider-Man, I don't even go watch Homecoming or Far From Home that much. Just because, and that's so weird because I remember when the Raimi Spider-Mans came out, and I bought the DVDs of them. I would watch, especially the first one. I watched that one quite a few times in that very first year. Even all the way up into the second one, and I watched that one. The third one, yeah, that one never got watched that often, hardly ever, because I just can't stand it. By the way, I want to let you guys know I got a new segment that's going to be coming out. I'm going to try to probably have it next week. I haven't yet to kind of name it. I'm looking at more than likely movies of the Phantom Zone is kind of what I'm looking at. Basically, I want to just do a video of talking about movies that were on par to be made but never got made. And the very first one's going to be Spider-Man 4, the Raimi Spider-Man 4. So definitely look forward to that coming next week, guys. I do have my video ready to go for Friday too, so definitely check that out as well. Hey, Ryan says, hey, just want to give you a warning. If you're going to be on Rob's live tonight, he might bring up what happened to his late night stream. Trust me, you don't want to know. I didn't even know he was actually doing a stream tonight because I didn't see an invite, didn't see a pop-up for it or anything like that. So I didn't know if he was even doing one. Usually I do it on Wednesdays. So he's like, I'm saving you. You can thank me. I last night. Okay. But I caught a little bit of his stream last night. It wasn't that much because it was so late. I was on his Storms live, but I missed this. I checked out just a bit of his Storm Nation one, just because he had it actually where we could check it out live. But I knew he was going to end up taking that off, for reasons. I just had a feeling on that. But back to the villain segment, guys. Send it in the comments. If you're catching the stream, even if you're catching the stream later on my feed, just put it in the comments. Let me know who your favorite villain is, and then I'll comment back and everything on it. I want to know who your favorite villains are. Your favorite villain of all time in all movies. Who's the biggest villain and the most menacing, most, who is your favorite villain? Leave it in the comments. If super chats, I'll leave on the screen. We'll talk about those in more in depth. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. But yeah, I mean, we've had some good ones come up. Palpatine, like I said, Ninja's Palpatine, great choice, great choice. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but that was a great choice as a villain. And then Ryan has Killmonger as his favorite villain. I think I'm going with Thanos. Some other people have got, some of the Spider-Man villains in there. Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Venom, and then I know we've seen the Joker pop up there. No one actually mentioned Heath Ledger's except for me, and which I think he was actually I'll agree. He was a great movie villain. Great movie villain. And it's so hard to sit there and think about all those movies, all the movies I've ever watched, who my favorite villain is. I mean, you might actually have somebody who has a comic movie, not a comic book movie, but a comic type movie, the villain of that movie. You never know. Ryan says, all I can say is banana. That's all. Oh my God. I'm going to say you can fill in the blank on what happened on Storm's Nation. I know it came in when they were talking about bananas, and I said something about I mentioned like banana cream pie and everything, but I ended up leaving after that. I went to bed. I got to work. I had to work in the morning, so, and again, I got to work tomorrow as well. But what I'm gonna do is go ahead and in 9 minutes, we'll go ahead and call it a night on this. If unless any super chats come in or anything like that, and we just keep going. We keep going with topics that if y'all want to continue talking about this. Let me know also if there's any like certain ranking videos you guys want to do a live stream and live talk about. I thought about doing once Halloween Kills comes out, doing one on the Halloweens. So, and then Ryan does send in another $2 super chat, and you are now the MVP of the night, sir. And your second favorite is the Dark Knight Rises Bane. And don't get me wrong, Bane's good. Bane's good. Bane's a good one too. Even though he wasn't the main villain of the movie, he wasn't the main villain of the movie. He was, I hate to say lackey, but he was a lackey. Because he was the one that was pushed him, to be the main villain of the movie. Of course, it was Ra's al Ghul's daughter. I think it's Talia al Ghul. She was the main villain of the movie, actually. But yeah, Bane was cool. I like Tom Hardy as Bane. He did a good job, even though that is not my favorite Batman movie. I barely watch that movie. I don't like that movie. In fact, I dislike that movie more than I do Spider-Man 3. That is bad. I'm sorry, but that's just me. I'd rather watch Spider-Man 3 over The Dark Knight Rises. I know I just lost half of you right there because I'm dissing on Chris Nolan's Batman. But no, I love Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. I just did not like Dark Knight Rises for some reason, and that movie sat in it. I got it as a gift, the Blu-ray of it. It sat in its wrap for years since the time it came out to basically 2018. I'm going to say 2018, 2019, when I started putting all my movies on digital. Then I opened it because it had the digital code, and I wanted to put everything that I own on digital. So, yeah. Gasbuster 2002, Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame is one of the best villains. Dude, I've never watched that movie, so I don't know. Disney villains. Now that's a good one. That's a good question. Who is your favorite Disney villain? I would think Oh, it's a toss up. I mean, don't get me wrong, Maleficent is fucking evil and shit, and the Queen from Snow White is evil. But to me, my favorite villains, it would have to be either Jafar or Scar. Fuck, even Ursula. You gotta put Ursula in there too, I think. Oh man, that would be a fucking. And why? Because they're all masterminds, all wanting power. And oh geez, damn, that's a good one. That's a good one to think about. Ryan says, I would figured that since it was Chris Nolan helming the movie, I thought he would be more intelligent than he was in the actual movie. Bane. And then you say your favorite is Scar. Scar is your favorite villain in Disney. That's my thing. It's hard to think because my favorite three Disney films is um is Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and Lion King. Those are the ones I loved growing up. Those are the ones I watched over and over again. Those were my favorite three, and I could put all three of them as like the best villain. But to pick one, I'm gonna go with Jafar. I'm gonna go with Jafar from Aladdin. I really liked him. He was very menacing. He was the most menacing of the three, in my opinion. Um, he had some very stupid comical parts that was in that movie as well, but definitely I like Jafar. Now, not in the fucking live action. Jafar, I hated fucking Jafar in the live action one. That was like the worst part of that fucking movie. I hated him. And then I've only watched The Lion King live action once because one, if I'm going to watch the same fucking movie, I'm going to watch the fucking cartoon because that was what I grew up with. That's what I know. Um, Ryan, the worst villain from Disney is the Butler from Aristocats. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, I had never even watched the Aristocats, so I would have no fucking clue. Worst villain though I've probably seen. Oh, geez, that one's tough as far as Disney goes. I don't know. I didn't like the Princess and the Frog, so maybe that one. Maybe that one. I didn't like that villain, so that's what I'm gonna go with at least for right now. Gasbuster, without doubt, my favorite villain of all time ever is the character named Caustic from Respawn game Apex Legends. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. I'd have to look that one up, and unfortunately, I'm unable to look it up right now. Hey, David, how's it going, sir? You say Clarence Bonniger from RoboCop was pretty hardcore. Damn right he was. He's up there on my list too. Even though he is also considered a lackey villain, because the main villain was Dick Jones, and he's a fucking dick. To me, Dick Jones is more. Clarence Bonniger, don't get me wrong, was fucking badass. I liked him in that role. That was just a fantastic role. But the guy who played Dick Jones, man, he was a fucking dick, and I mean, he didn't give a fuck. So, um, so I would probably put him more. Me personally, definitely more. But David, you definitely that was a good one too. I like that. Yeah, and you say Dick Jones as well. Yeah. And then Ryan, what about Sid from Toy Story 1 is a bad villain? Oh man, Sid. No, I liked Sid. Sid was funny. Um, he wasn't a good villain, but you know, um, I liked actually Sid more than the Prospector from 2. I actually like Sid better than I did the Bear from 3. So I'd rather had this. I'll take Sid over them two. So David says Commodus. I don't know what that. Oh, from Gladiator, dude. Sorry, I've never watched Gladiator. Sorry. I know. bad me. There's a lot of fucking movies there's great movies that I have never seen. Gladiator's one of them. Scarface is another one. The Godfathers are another. Some other ones. I am taking time and I am trying to retouch base on some of these old classic movies that a lot of people like and talk about. And the only problem is when you go back and look at older movies like that, they're old. They're older now, so therefore sometimes they don't hold up. But I'm going to try, especially Gladiator. Gladiator is not too old. It's only now 21 years old. Ryan says my other favorite villain is the sergeant from Full Metal Jacket. Never watched Full Metal Jacket either. I'm sorry. So I don't know who the sergeant really is. Gasbusters says I was hoping Carnage would be on my list of favorites, but outside the comics, he has been done justice, and it makes me angry. I'm assuming he meant injustice, that he hasn't been done right. Yeah, Carnage, I love him as a villain in the books, but even he's not my favorite villain, even in the comic books. When it comes to comic books, my favorite villain is going to always be Green Goblin. Even though I love Venom and I love Carnage and I grew up on them, those are my favorite villains. But Green Goblin by far Norman Osborn, Green Goblin, to me is the best villain because he is such a mastermind. He has played with Peter's life all of his life. So that's my opinion. And like I said, everybody's entitled definitely to their own as far as that goes. Ryan says Hans from Die Hard. Dude, you are damn, y'all are on a roll. You and David, man, y'all are just hitting my nostalgia tonight. But Hans, yeah, I wanted to say him too. Yeah, Hans was a great villain. From action movie point of view, yeah, definitely. Definitely Hans Gruber. And another one, a lot of people actually have forgotten, and I meant to put it. I actually had the thing. I was going to put it on the thumbnail too. Shredder from Ninja Turtles. Shredder is a great villain as well. Because he wreaks havoc on those damn turtles. So, what do you say about Shredder for Ninja Turtles? So, David says he was tyrannical, sleaze, love to hate. Oh, okay. Deacon Frost is another great villain from Blade. Deacon Frost was a good villain. Yes, I wouldn't put him probably at the best, but he was a good villain. I liked him. He did good. Ryan says Hannibal Lecter, and see that's when you get into like the horror versions. You could look at who's the best villain. That's what I was trying to break it down. When you break it down by genres and you break it down by medias, yeah, you could. It's more easy to pick best villains, but that's the reason why I was like, overall, who is the best villain? And that's why I was trying to go more cinematic, just cinematic, because you can include comics and you can include horror, you can include sci-fi, action, all that into this category, and then just pick one, And like I said, it's hard. Coming into this stream, I had no idea. I'm still kind of more leaning on Thanos right now, though. But Hannibal Lecter, yes, I would kind of say yes. He's a good villain. He's He's a mastermind and everything, and yeah, I can definitely go with that. David says Palpatine, definitely. Yeah, Nindroid came in with a super chat at the beginning of the stream where he mentioned Palpatine, and I totally agreed with him on that. Coming from a non-Star Wars fan, I totally agree with him on that because of the fact that, man, Palpatine just he knew what fucking he was doing for the longest time. And he just, the overarching villain of that whole franchise. So definitely going to have to give that one to him. He mentioned a good one. Gasbusters, I do think you like villains who plot and destroy people from the inside. That's who Caustic is, a villain. That's why I love him so. Okay, I got you. Ryan says Darth Vader, besides the whiny, complaining part about him. Man, see, that's the thing. You got him that's complaining and bitching and moaning. But see, to me, that's where a lot of people were picking Darth Vader in this. Where I got this from, basically they were picking Darth Vader, and I'm like Ninja said, Palpatine is the better villain. He's the overarching villain. Vader is more of the lackey version. Is the lackey villain. Just because he's a side. He takes his orders from Palpatine. Palpatine is the bigger villain here. So Darth Vader looks cool. Can be very menacing too. So that's why I said it's just your interpretation of who you think your favorite villain is. It's who you like. I could sit there and say, Predator is my favorite fucking villain. Why? Because I like the Predator. But technically speaking, how would that's where you got to put them on the tiers. Is Predator better than Thanos? No, Thanos was smarter than the Predator, and I think Thanos would fucking smash the Predator. So, because we've seen Predators get knocked out constantly. I mean, it just depends on how you want to go about it. It really does. Ryan says, "Have you seen Squid Game? It's fucking amazing." No, I have not. I didn't even know what the fucking Squid Game thing is until yesterday. And in fact, I still don't know what it is. I've seen people talk about it, but I have not watched it. One, it's hard for me to watch. I mean, come on, I haven't even watched the What If episode, guys. Haven't even watched the What If episode. So give me a second here. All right, so I know I said this a little bit before, but another 9 minutes, and we'll go, and then I'm gonna probably call it a night, guys. So send in any super chats you guys got. Of course, that'll keep me on a little bit longer. I do want to hear who your favorite villains are. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Red Super says T1000 from T2. Again, when it comes to those, yes, he was a good villain, throughout that movie. But Skynet is the bigger villain there. So T1000 would be like the machine lackey. Nindroid, hey, you lost your lost MVP tonight, man. Ryan's got you beat. He's got you beat by $1 right now. So just let you know. But you think I think people treat Kylo Ren a little poorly. I love that he wants to be so much like Vader, but instead become more of a Palpatine by killing Snoke, his master. Again, I don't know shit about Star Wars. I literally turned off Last Jedi when Leia's floating through space. I was like, nope, I'm done. Click. Just was not into it. It's hard for me to watch those movies. The only ones I can watch, I watched all the prequels in theaters. I went and seen Force Awakens in theaters. Went and seen Rogue One in theaters. And I mean, my favorite Star Wars movie by far is Revenge of the Sith is my favorite one. That was really, really good to see how everything became what it ended up becoming. And then to me, right after that would be Return of the Jedi, because of the fact of that's what I'll do. A Star Wars ranking. What do I think of Star Wars? Well, that means I would actually have to watch The Last Jedi, and I'd have to watch the last one, whatever the fuck the last one's called. So anyway, so yeah, Ryan says I got to see Squid Game, so I might have to definitely check that out. Back to where I didn't mean to actually hit and enjoy this thing. I'm going to keep the super chat up. So yeah, Ryan says I need to go see Squid Game, so I will try to. Tomorrow will probably be my day. Finally get to watch the final What If episode. Can't wait to. I've been waiting for Hawkeye more, so we'll have to see how that goes. Ryan says when I seen her float into space, I automatically thought of all the memes. Trailer popped in my head watching that scene when she's floating. Dude, it was like I remember the memes for the little things, the fucking pugs. They look like plogs or whatever the fuck they were called, and with the lightsaber and the one jumping on the lightsaber, I guess, or something, and it just going off and killing one of them. I remember seeing the memes for that and everything. It's just a lot of people. Last year I got a lot of hate, and it necessarily didn't turn me off of it because I'm not a Star Wars fan. So, like I said, maybe I'll watch them, and then I'll do maybe a Star Wars ranking, which would be an interesting. It's gonna be an interesting fucking stream. I'll tell you that because I'm not a Star Wars fan. Now I love Mandalorian. Love Mandalorian. Um, in fact, I might have to drink during that stream. That would be fun. Damn it, I did it again. I didn't mean to. I want to get the super chats up instead. I mean, you guys pay for those. All right, so Gasbuster, there's a small show called 101 Dalmatian Street, and Cruella returns, and she's more like a demon, not a human anymore. Okay, that would be kind of interesting to kind of see. We'll have to see how that one goes. Right now, I'm gonna have to probably check out this other one that Ryan mentioned, the Squid Game. Everybody keeps talking about that, so I'll have to check it out. I think it's on Netflix, if I'm right. All right, man. I'm calling it a night. Great stream and topic. Thank you very much, Ryan. Peace out, man. You right now currently with 4 minutes left to go are currently the MVP. Thank you very much for that. The super chats and everything. You take care and have a great rest of your night. Everybody, about 4 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cut it for tonight. Unless y'all have any super chats or anything left, I do kind of want to hear what Like I said, if you're catching the stream later, I want to hear who your main villain is, who your favorite villain is. Leave it in the box, and then I'll comment on it and everything, and we'll go from there. If you guys want to see different ranking videos or you have any other different ideas like this one, by all means, send it to me. Send me put it in the comment box so that way I can look into doing that video, because I think I like doing discussion videos like this. I think it's really neat. And especially I got a lot of you guys talking about it with me tonight, which I very much appreciate. That's why I enjoy it. That's why I am doing The Last Jedi re-edit, completely re-editing the movie for fans who didn't enjoy it. That would be the beginning titles and then the end titles. No, I'm just messing with y'all, man. Again, I don't know. I'd have to watch the movie over again, and I haven't watched it, so it might be something I eventually get to. It's just like I said, this month is hard. I did release my 31 Nights of Halloween video today. Definitely, you guys check that out. Basically, it's just kind of what I do every October. I watch a different Halloween or horror movie every night, and then it's just something I've done for the last few years that I do with my family. So right now, that's what I'm doing every night for this October. So it'll probably be until November before I ever get back to the Star Wars movies. Gasbuster says, check out Apex Caustic and 101 Dalmatian Street for Gorilla. Those two will make the list, I promise. Okay. I'll definitely, let me write those down. Caustic, 101 Dalmatian Street. All right. So I got them wrote down. I'll definitely look into those and see what those are like. Cruella is a demon. That'd be interesting. I think that would be definitely interesting. All right, guys. So I am going to go ahead and call it. I do want to thank Ninjoid and Ryan for coming in with the super chats tonight. Thank you very much. I do also appreciate all the rest of you that also commented throughout the stream tonight and gave me who you think is the better villains. Gave me some ideas of some things also to watch, to look out for. Thank you, Gasbuster. That way I can check out those as Apex Caustic, 101 Dalmatian Street. Ryan with the shit. Squid Game. So definitely thank you. If you're not subscribed on me, subscribe to the channel, guys. And also hit that like button. If you're coming in watching this video later, leave a comment. Let me know who your favorite villain is. And until next time, guys, have a good night. Peace out.